from the YouTube Dojo. That's right. This isn't the podcasting dojo, so get with it. It's Weeknight update with Ellie Muller. And now, a man who has a few choice words with Mr. Ira Glass. Ellie Gungy Muller. Ha! Welcome, Weeknight update. I'm Ellie Gungy Muller, so guys, help us. Alright, time shouts out for LT Darko Gaming Tech with his gaming videos and things like that. I'm not really sure if he's still around, but there you go. Spec Spire Count and Span Edits, Net 509, his vigilante videos, his gameplays and whatnot, and Sword Slot with his commentary videos and things like that. Now, you're probably wondering, why is there electricity in the room tonight? You know, why is there a certain level of excitement in the air tonight? Well, as you know, for many people, you know, school's starting up again this week for many people around the world, and for some people, you know, of course, summer is practically over. You know, summer vacation or vacation is probably over. But you know, one of the main things that people like in this world is a thing we like to call podcasts. You know, it's like a radio show, except, you know, almost nothing is bleeped out or anything. So, this week, we are doing another theme here on Weeknight Update entitled Podcasting Week. That's right. And tonight's topic is Ira Glass. Adam, come on over here. Alright, it's Podcasting Week. You know, it's the first show of Podcasting Week. And to start off tonight, we're talking about Mr. Ira Glass.
Who's that?
He's a guy who loves to make podcasts.
Okay.
But here's the thing, right? He's the one who created podcasts.
Oh, how?
With This American Life. And that began in the late 90s. That was practically the first podcast ever.
Okay, then tell me.
Okay, now, before getting into all that, you know, he recently talked about something called ecstasy. No, listen to this, okay? Now, he also talked about how that horrible drug made him who he is today. He said he was anxious all the time, and he needed something to calm him down.
So he picked up ecstasy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what an idiot does.
Right. What should a smart person do?
See if you're antsy all the time. Put it towards exercising, running. You can play a game. Way back in they have that fucking talk to someone, you know.
Now, here's what's interesting, alright? He hosts the very popular podcast entitled This American Life.
Made by?
You know, it's made by him. Primarily by him. And it can be listened to on NPR, the National Public Radio.
What makes it so national?
Well, here's the thing. It's a nationally syndicated public, radio station, but here's the thing. Because it's a public radio station, the funds come from the people who listen to NPR. Anyway, it's all about storytelling, you see. He said that storytelling is clearly the only way to get real. Well, what happened to being honest?
Nobody cares about that.
Now, here's the thing. He can also be found on Spotify.
Well, yeah, everything can be found on Spotify now.
Yeah, of course, those podcasters love them. What you got there?
I don't know where I found this lie.
Oh boy. Did you get that from the doctor?
No. I got this from our house.
Okay, let's do a top 8 list. Let's see where we're at. Let's go. Category, Adam.
Top 8 rejected podcast for Ira Glass. Number 8 is olive oil. Number 7 is Fabio.
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 That male supermodel with long hair. Number 6, armpits.
Number 5, damn alien. Number 4, dinosaur. At my eyeball.
And
Dinosaurs.
number 3, headphones.
Number 2, just acceptable bullshit. Mud. And number 1,
Pelicans.
I fucking knew it. Voted. Pelicans. See you after these messages.
Okay.
I know that.
I'll always catch you.
Look and sharpen the mirror because you are a sexy beast. Smashing!
You ever been stranded high and dry, waiting weeks, maybe months for your carpeting to be delivered? Well, that'll never happen with Empire. We deliver in 3 to 4 days. We can do it in 3 to 4 days because we stock most of it ourselves. We promise brand name carpeting. We promise a free Bissell rug shampooer with 2 rooms. With credit terms, we promise no installment payment for 60 days. Plus, the best promise of all, prices that are down to earth.
588-2300.
Call us.
Empire.
Thank you very much. Welcome back to the program. It's still podcasting week, and we are talking about the man who created podcasts, Mr. Ira Glass. And for more on this, we turn to the famous Talking Time segment, which has been named Let's Talk About for quite some time. Here we go.
Let's talk about it.
1808, BBC, before your common era. That was when all the chickens and the lickens came together for the first time. Now, before then, you know, there was a lot of chaos in the streets. People didn't know what to wear, or people didn't know what to do. So the chickens and the lickens came together that fateful year. On one fateful day, 8:08, 8:04, AM, PM, morning, afternoon, evening, night times, all time of the day. That was the time. And that time, hit!
Folded 2 puppets. And we'll get back the dog and diver. Folded. Anyway, let's talk about this podcast.
Ira Glass is the name of the guy who has that NPR podcast entitled This American Life. You know?
Really? Huh?
That's right. And in this particular article, right? You know, Ira Glass talks about him being anxious. Well, first off, you know, this talks about the early days of putting the show together. I'm putting the show together.
Okay.
You know, his friend Ben was making stuff that related to his own frustrations of running the show. And the idea is that he has nobody else wanted to do. Next thing you know, boom, we got a show right here. Well, Because pitching a show or putting a show together, it's a lot of frustration, a lot of hard work. You know?
Is it though? No. Actually, is putting on a show really that hard? Is
Well,
it?
Well, let's think about it for a moment. We've been doing this show now for 11 and a half years.
Okay.
You know, clearly, we do most of this stuff, from the main show at least a few days or so in advance. But we do, but we film the experiments that show up on Fridays, the Mondays, the Tuesdays, and sometimes the Wednesdays before. And I edit it all together, mixed in with some of the stuff that I had pre-written with some of our staff members, like 2 or 3 weeks prior to that. And on top of that, the sketches, the main sketches that, again, air on Fridays, I've written those with the staff members of this show, like 3 or 4 months in advance.
Anyway, so Ira Glass has the podcast. Okay, great. What does he do there? I don't know yet.
He talks about random stories.
Weed episode? Uh-oh. He smoked. Uh-oh. Put his big on the door.
It says that he was living with anxiety. About being worried that he might have said the wrong things to people. That he hasn't listened well enough to others in the past. And because of that, he took ecstasy.
Yes. Because ecstasy is a drug that I'm pretty sure makes you go insane. Which is great when you're trying to be more calm in listening.
But then he saw a therapist. And that therapist, who talked exactly like Woody Allen, helped him get over his extreme level of anxiety.
Yes.
Which says a lot if you consider, what I'm about to show you next. As soon as this thing...
He killed a man in Florida. Nah, but there...
Yeah.
Have y'all ever heard of Florida man? Like, do this, and I swear that's true. Do this. Look up a date, Florida or Florida man.
Okay.
Just do it.
Now here we go. This is what Ira Glass said about podcasts. It says you need to get things more real. That's what he said. That doesn't really make a grammatical sense, but
I'm listening though.
now here's what's up. Okay, Ira Glass debuted his first radio show / podcast was entitled Your Radio Playhouse, an hour-long magazine featuring quirky tales about ordinary Americans. That eventually morphed into This American Life, which has aired over 600 episodes. 680.
Yo, that's more fingers than I got. That's more follicles of hair that is currently on your nose.
And here's what's interesting. This is on NPR, right? It broadcasts to 2.2 million listeners weekly. And in addition to that, 3.6 million people downloaded the program as a podcast, which is technically what it is. And it started and Serial is the spin-off, the true crime spin-off of This American Life. And that has become one of the most influential podcasts in internet history.
Second to only one.
What's that?
You will not know.
Okay.
A fateful day. Anyway, go on.
Now it says that he has been on the radio since the 70s. That's crazy, isn't it?
Really, you count to 70. Stop. He was probably 20 back then, meaning that he's not only plus 30, but plus 50 years of age after that. Meaning that right now, He's about 70 something. Is he 70?
It looks like it. Or not. Whatever. He's yeah, he looks 70. Well, somebody will give us his right age later on. But this podcast is also on Spotify.
Yes. Which is where you know when you made it the big time. When Spotify says, alright, who the f is this guy? His name is Computer Get this man on my side right now. But how much money do we offer him? Do you have millions? Well, yeah, give it to him.
Yeah. Previously, those streaming rights belonged to Pandora.
Pandora?
Yeah. With the Pandora deal lapsing and Spotify seeing a growth in podcast listenership, it was a perfect time for This American Life to come to the platform.
Yes.
Now, in March of 2020, it ranked as the number 5 podcast in the United States by audience size.
Yes. Which isn't too bad. It takes a lot of moxie getting up to the top 5.
But wait a minute, bro. You know, at the time of this article's publication, it says that This American Life has produced more than 700 episodes. This show right over here, you know, we've done over 2,000, almost 3,000.
Yes. And that's a lot. Why
Yeah.
you ask?
I'm just asking. Now, you think that Ira Glass sounds like a cool guy? You think that he sounds cool?
He sounds how I say this. Understandable. Yes.
All right. Woo! Yes, podcasting week has gone off to a booming start. I do mean it's a booming start. I mean it. Tomorrow we're talking about Georgia Hardstark. We're gonna find out why she's a little loopy. Then on Wednesday we are talking about Mr. Bill Simmons. In his boring ways. Then on Thursday we're talking about Alice Levine. And then on Friday, Joe Rogan. It's going to be a massive episode. With Dev 519, Alex K, The Anthony Pente Show, Web Designer 18, Lex Brooks, Emmanuel Gaffey, Michael Sycast, Rebecca K. Luneta / Swaggy Vortex 733 VA Studios, Emotional Fireflies 97, and Plummet J2 exclamation mark. It's going to be a show to remember. That's news. I'm out skis. Farewell, bye, farewell.